Last time it was Phil Overbeck, and he someone threw a weed candy onto the stage because he stopped his set and was like, "Hey man, I hear you eating those caramels or whatever." And the guy was like, "You want one?" He's like, "I love caramels." And the guy threw one up on stage, and as soon as Phil got off stage, he ate it. And then I went up, and then I got off half an hour later, and then we were at the bar, and the couple that threw the weed candy up on the stage came up to Phil and was like, "Hey, how you feeling?" He's like, "I feel pretty good about my set. Like, I think I had a good." And then she was just like, "No, like, how are you feeling?" He's just like, "Am I supposed to be feeling a certain way?" She's like, "Yeah, my boyfriend makes those candies in our garage." Like, it wasn't even like a licensed place. Like, it was just some dude who threw a bunch of weed into like a thing and made like caramels out of it. And Phil doesn't smoke weed.
Welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean. It's episode 138, and this week I'm joined by my three guests, Rafa, Camargo, Joe Grillo, Christian Allen. Thank you guys for doing the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having us, dude.
Thank you.
You boys are in from San Diego, wrapping up your tour right now. How has that been?
Yeah, that's it. That was it. Friday was the last of it.
Yeah.
It was fun. Austin was probably the best week that we spent out because we only spent one night up in Central Coast.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to have 3, but it rained out,
All the fucking rainstorms in California.
They're not made for that. So the flash floodings caused them to board up places that we were going to be performing in.
That sucks. There was like houses getting pulled away by like mud streams and shit. That seemed
like when we were getting the cancellations, I was like, "Fucking pussies," right? And then I saw the videos and I was like, "Maybe not." People are dying.
They're like, 2 people died. It was like a kid and an old lady.
Yeah. So kind of changed my tune on that. But Austin's been great, man. I mean, I've come through here a couple times, and I only did Speakeasy. I think was the only mic that I did.
Okay, yeah.
And that was super fun, but getting to actually be on shows out here was great.
Yeah, I mean the mic scene's good out here, but the shows are infinitely better. It's way less sad.
I think Rocky's was my favorite, personally.
Yeah,
of
dude.
all the shows that we did.
That's a good room. Yeah, dude. You had a crazy night in Round Rock.
Christian got drugged.
Yeah.
Roofied in Round Rock. I knew something was wrong when you slapped the cymbal on the drums. I was like, something's off. He doesn't do that.
He did say, "I've never seen Christian this loose before."
I was like, wow, he's finally getting comfortable now. You were just on
He was just roofied.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, dude. So do you think it was that girl that was talking to you before the show?
100%.
She did have 100%. Weird energy about her.
Yeah.
They both did. Because there was a pair of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the fact that they left before the show started was...
They came in for one drink?
Yeah.
They just came in to roofie someone before they go on stage. That's their thing.
Yeah, they were mad it wasn't improv night. That's right.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, they did kept they literally just kept being like, "You guys are improv comics, right?" And we were like, "No." And that makes sense. And you kind of were the only one that spoke to him.
Yeah, well, he tried their drink. That's how he got drugged.
You're too nice, dude. You gotta stop being so nice to people.
I wanted to. Why not? I don't know. Why not? Everybody here was great.
That's exactly why not.
That's
what
exactly
happened. Why not?
Since we've been on the road, I've been in the pocket for 2 weeks. Everything's been great. Like, why would I expect to be roofied?
You're gonna die for
Wednesday night show.
You're gonna die young.
In Round Rock too, because Round Rock is domesticated. That's why I thought it was funny when you were at East Austin and you were talking about it and everyone was laughing so hard because it's like, I would not think you would get drugged in Round Rock, or if it was, it'd be like you accidentally tried meth. Like it wouldn't be. I didn't think people were roofing people up in Round Rock. That's hilarious.
But yeah, if you go to Rocky's Piano Bar on Wednesday nights,
great show.
It's free.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian called me the next day, and he was like, "Do you think he really got roofied?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really don't think he lied about it." He's like, "Should we, call someone?" Like,
Who are you going to call?
I was like, "I don't think we should call the police. It'll probably be bad for the show." He just has to chalk that up as an L,
Yeah. That'd be great press for your show in the papers. Like, local comedian gets drugged at
just fucking scumbags start showing up. Like, yo, is this the comedy show where they drug you at?
Yeah. Just a bunch of dudes staring at each other from corners.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude, I mean, that's the wild part, too, because what was their plan?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because there was this going around, there was people getting drugged at Vulcan for a while here in Austin, and it was only men. and they were they kind of ended up figuring out that like it was a woman who her thing was like, ha ha ha. Look at these men being stupid. Like, men.
Oh, yeah, they should have seen him fucking falling over some female comic at the creek in the cave to the point where we almost got banned.
Because that's what I woke up to is I don't remember anything after the show. And I wake up and they're like, "Oh, you have fun last night?" I was like, "Yeah, well, we just went to the
He goes, we
went
just
to the
came back
show
here,
and then
right?
we went home, right?" And they just started laughing maniacally.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I kind of missed out on it, which sucked. I showed up as you were getting shoved into the lift, and I was like, "Whoa!" I remember I was like, "No, you're
That wasn't
leaving."
a lift. That was Ross.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's how nice Ross is. He drove all the way out to pick him up.
Yeah, that service is called Simp. It's not.
Yeah, it's called-
But no. He literally, it's so funny because we left Round Rock, and it's not that far of a drive
No.
to get to Creek. And
Yeah.
then we get to Creek, we look back, and he's falling down on top of a local open mic girl. I guess her name's Holly or whatever.
Yeah, you destroy.
And then he gets up and he goes, "Shots!" And I was like, no. So I went and told the bartender, like, "Hey, cut off my friend, please." And then he just looks back at me. He's like, "Really? Fucking
Damn.
cutting me off, huh? All right, yeah, Mr. Crusher, dude, fucking." And then he started like picking fights and shit.
And then he looked at me like, "Joe, we doing shots? We doing shots? Shots."
Yeah. And I was like, "Hey, can you just get him a water?" And then she brings over the water, and he immediately knocks over the cup of water all over the bar.
Jesus Christ.
And
Yeah,
then-
I'm sad I missed that part, but like I don't do well with like the secondhand embarrassment for people. So I think by like the
You would have been ashamed for him? Is that what you're?
I probably would have just left. I would have looked at you and been like, "Well, you technically brought him, and these are your guests, Galen. So I'm gonna go hide in the back." Because that's
Look,
damn,
it's bad when Galen's like, "We got to get this guy out of here."
yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's not a good metric for. He's pretty, intolerant.
Yeah, he's always super fucked up. So when he was like, you just know that, which is crazy because that's how it had to be drugs because you
There's no way.
did not drink that much. You're also a larger dude. So
And he
it's
had
not-
eaten before. He had pho before, which is like
Yeah.
pretty filling.
Yeah.
Maybe the pho drug, dude.
God, what a slow
Nah,
release.
Vietnamese, dude.
What a
He
slow
wouldn't have
release
done so
payoff
well
that
at the
was.
show. It would have kicked in by then.
And it makes sense with the timeline too, because if you would have got drugged any earlier, you would have been falling into the piano and shit. Because you were only at Creek 30 minutes after the show ended, and you went up later in the show too.
And it was like immediately when we walked through those doors. Like it wasn't like we were there for a minute. It was just like, holy shit. Like I looked in the showroom and then I looked back and Christian's on the floor. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and I remember none of it. I remember I had to have. I'm like, what happened at Creek in the Cave? Was it that bad? They're like, oh, you splashed a drink on the bartender. I'm like, no. And they're like, oh yeah, and you fell backwards into a female comic. And I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah, and you were trying to pick fights. And I'm like, no. Like every detail they revealed just got worse and worse, and I don't remember any of it.
That's how you know your friends are comics. They did it in like funnier order. They're like, oh, let me think you got away with it.
Yeah, let me tell you the story about last night.
I was actually kind of happy you didn't remember. I was like, yes.
It was funny because you said this is what you said. You said you had. You're like, you're not the one that has to do a apology tour while we're on tour.
Fuck, yeah. How did you feel the next day? Like, did you feel shitty as fuck?
I felt like nauseous and claustrophobic the whole day.
The whole
The
damn,
whole day.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like this looming, floating sense of dread, and just
Probably like one of the
inside,
worst
wicked-
headache or like hangovers you've almost
Yeah,
ever had. Yeah.
yeah.
He didn't get off the couch till we had to leave for downtown, like to do shows.
Yeah. Did you feel drained like the same way people do when they take like Molly and shit, where you felt like you just had no energy, or no?
It felt different because it felt like bleak, because at least with Molly or some of those other stuff, you're like, oh, it'll fucking come back to me eventually.
Yeah.
And then with this, I was like, there is no hope.
Yeah. And you're just thinking about you're hearing all these things.
Yeah, and then that's staying at the top. So the whole time on top of having that physical withdrawal or whatever it is, you're thinking like, God, I was a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit. You're like, I've never been in this fucking town before, and I made a fucking
So
scene.
this chick was drinking that drink too.
Yeah.
She's for sure dead, right?
Oh,
Look
100%.
how big he is.
I know. It's like,
Yeah, because I want to know.
And the bartender was a chick, so I was like, I don't think it was her.
It's not like she's chill too. Like she's the reoccurring bartender. Like Sarah's great. She's a good ass person.
She's very nice.
She's also just like she's the person that if she would have seen her drug your drink would have just beat the shit out of her, like at the venue.
For doing that in her bar.
Yeah, like you're fucking up my tips, basically.
Yeah.
So, dude, what a wild welcome into Austin, Texas for you.
This isn't the first time I've been on the road and someone got drugged with.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, that's suspicious, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
last time it
denominator.
was Phil Overbeck, and he someone threw a weed candy onto the stage because he stopped his set and was like, "Hey man, I hear you eating those caramels or whatever." And the guy was like, "You want one?" He's like, "I love caramels." And the guy threw one up on stage, and as soon as Phil got off stage, he ate it. And then I went up, and then I got off half an hour later, and then we were at the bar, and the couple that threw the weed candy up on the stage came up to Phil and was like, "Hey, how you feeling?" He's like, "I feel pretty good about my set. Like, I think I had a good." And then she was just like, "No, like, how are you feeling?" He's just like, "Am I supposed to be feeling a certain way?" She's like, "Yeah, my boyfriend makes those candies in our garage." Like, it wasn't even like a licensed place. Like, it was just some dude who threw a bunch of weed into like a thing and made like caramels out of it. And Phil doesn't smoke weed, so he's like, "We got to get out. We got to get to the hotel now." And we got him to the hotel, and then he was like, "I'm not getting up from here until tomorrow."
How high was he?
He was really high, like paranoid high. Like it was weird.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
And we were in Montana, so we were out in the middle of nowhere, and he was just like, "I don't like this. I can't leave the hotel." Like, I was like, "Let's go to a bar, dude. Let's do something fun." He was just like, "No, I can't leave."
Oh, what a pussy, Phil. Phil Overbeck, your pussy.
Yeah, it was just weed. It's like, but he did,
when
he
you're
did
on
get
the-
drugged, and he didn't anticipate like eating that. But I was like, that's what you get for eating candy from strangers or taking drinks from strangers. You know what I mean?
It is kind of funny because I'm with you. In your scenario, situation, I would have also probably taken a sip of the drink. Like, I get it. It's just a pretty girl is like, "Hey, take my drink. Like, you're funny." Like, you're like, yeah,
totally.
It seems harmless, but it's also like, yeah, you're right. Like, if anyone hands me something to smoke, I'm gonna hit it. I'm never like,
We don't know where we are, dude.
yeah.
We have no idea where we are. You're just taking shit from strangers, dude.
It is pretty crazy. But that,
Order your own. You have money, right?
Yeah. That's also fucked up, though, of the dude who threw the candy on stage. Like, as someone who uses drugs, you should, like, warn someone. You know what I mean? Like, as an experienced smoker, you would warn someone if they were like, "I'm going to try this 100 milligram edible."
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're not ready." Like, same with drinking. If someone was like, "I'm going to take 8 shots," you would be like, "Hold on, partner."
You've
like,
never drank before,
yeah, chill out. But that's just fucked up for him to throw it up there knowing it's drugs. He's an evil person.
Well, I mean, he did be like, "Oh, you want one of these?" And he was just like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He did get consent. It's not like he just threw it up there. Like, Phil was like, "Yeah, dude, fucking
Yeah, but
give
I
me that
mean,
thing."
that's a very vague consent. It's like being at a restaurant being like, "Do you want it?" to a girl, and she's like, "Yeah," and then later you take advantage of her. And you're like, "You said you wanted it at the restaurant." It's not the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for him, but that's funny. You know, and also there's a bunch of people who would be like, "Oh no, you got free weed, boo hoo." They're not gonna feel too.
I'm not saying that.
No. Yeah.
I'm right in the middle of both of those things.
Yeah, I feel that because we would have been fine taking that in that situation, but I still also would not want to unwillingly or unknowingly.
I would just have questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I do that.
Actually, all right, I'm no longer on Phil's side whatsoever.
I would have questions.
I knew you'd come around. I just had to sit here and wait. I was just going to let you talk yourself into the right answer.
Because, yeah, now that you say it like that, I would never eat anything anyone threw on stage.
Bro, the rapper had no markings on it.
Yeah.
Okay, he deserves it.
But it had a rapper.
I mean, come on, this guy's making it in his garage. There's no, you know what I mean? There's
All right,
no,
he was asking for it. You're right. Yeah.
I would have questions. That's all I'm saying.
Shit. All right, you guys want to do the first Would You Rather?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, would you rather have a time-traveling car like the DeLorean from Back to the Future or a dragon? And it's a tame dragon. Like, it listens to you, kind of like Game of Thrones-esque.
And people know you have this, like it's legal for you to have this drug.
Yeah, it's street legal and like. No, yeah, like
It's neutered.
Yeah, it's neutered. You got
Do
all
you
the.
have to pay your apartment like a pet fee,
dragon
but it's like
fee.
a dragon fee?
You guys for $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
Can you get it registered as an emotional support dragon to take on planes with you? I have some questions.
Yeah, these are good questions. You are asking the right question. Yeah, let's assume that everything with the dragon is normal. Like people are cool with it. It could stay in your apartment. You're good to go.
And the time machine's like fully functional. You don't have to do any work on it or anything.
Yeah, and there's no like
No
bullshit.
caveat.
No, yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, you took it, but now you have to drive back. Like, there's no bullshit.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no loophole. Pretty straightforward.
Who wants to go first?
I would go time traveling car just because like a dragon seems cool, but they're kind of like emotionless lizards, so I wouldn't really bond with it. It would just be this big dumb fucking dinosaur. I would get tired of it. I wouldn't like it. Also, imagine how like big the shit is. Do you know what I mean? It's
what are you gonna feed it?
It's gonna shit. Yeah, you have to feed it. Just
the people in your village.
people, cows, tires, and shit.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
And with a time traveling car, you can go back in time and say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I think I'd abuse both.
Oh, 100%.
Time traveling dragon.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick. That'd just be fly as fuck.
That'd be like OP though, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit too much.
Well, because that's the thing. If
You
you,
just
go
can't
back,
ride into the future on a dragon and be like, I can explain this. You know what I mean? But up to a certain point, a car makes sense.
Everyone else in the future has dragons. They're like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I think that's the thing too, because like the car. The one thing I'm worried about the time traveling is there's like a lot of time that you wouldn't want to go back to because they would just instantly kill you because you'd be like a shape-shifting
Yeah, you'd be like a
wizard.
witch or yeah.
You would scare everyone.
Oh, exactly. But the time traveling dragon you could conquer too.
I would do it just to go back in like times. Like I would definitely pick the car. I would definitely time travel. But like I also don't trust myself to not have the impulses to not fuck anything up in the past and change the future. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
It's a lot of responsibility. I feel like the dragon
The butterfly effect,
is
right?
less. Yeah.
Let's go. There's no butterfly effect because I feel like if
Oh,
there's butterfly.
fuck yeah, easy, dude. Yeah.
Well, because if there's butterfly effect, then we have to go. Okay, people are gonna freak out at your dragon.
Yeah.
You can't have either. Because otherwise, if we're gonna pretend that everyone's just like, oh, that's a dope dragon, Rob. Hell yeah, like that. You know that doesn't.
I feel like I could take over certain towns in the world with a dragon, though.
Oh,
Yeah, just because they know about it.
Yeah, any town without guns basically is.
Fuck their guns, dude. Just melt it with the fire breath of
That's
the dragon.
true. Guns
yeah,
don't even
fuck
really
your
matter.
guns.
Yeah. You can go back and conquer any time.
Yeah, dragons have notoriously thick skin. Like
Just
I don't
conquer the cavemen super easy.
think, yeah.
You could be the king of that like DMZ zone in Oregon, the like 2 blocks that they had locked
I would just go
off.
back to Brazil and rule a favela and be known as like the Dragon King or something. You know what I mean?
That would be just the head of a cartel. That'd be so, you just burn all
He's
the
a
people.
fucking dragon. How do we get him slaughtered? Oh, he has a dragon, dude. I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
Yeah, that would be sick as fuck.
Yeah, I'd still go with the car though. I'd like to time travel. There's some
there'd be
concerts I'd like to go to.
Yeah, I'd also want to see some like funny shit. Like there's hilarious situations in history, and then maybe you could, you know,
Like what?
like
Don't say 9/11.
I don't know. I think it would be funny to like. I'm a big history guy, so I always think it's funny that like France knew that the Germans were coming because the France had the most advanced UAV system up to date, and their UAV was like, dude, the Nazis are coming, and they're coming at like an insane speed. The whole Blitzkrieg movement, and the French were like, nah, our equipment's just fucked up. It's wrong. And ignored the own shit they built, and then they got conquered
Same
in
shit with
7
Pearl Harbor.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I think it'd be funny to sit at the Eiffel Tower and be like, watch these stupid fucks lose everything. But I also, you'd have some fucked up moments. Like, you'd probably get blackout drunk, come home one night and with Galen and be like, let's go to Hiroshima,
I bought
dog.
slaves?
Damn it! Instead of dining and dashing, he gets you to go own slaves, and it's like, God, I tricked me into it again. Hey, let's get out of here.
That's hilarious. That's exactly something he would fucking do. Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. I'm gonna go with the time traveling. Or
Wait,
time
what?
Oh yeah,
Did you go with
Yeah, the time traveling dragon.
time traveling dragon.
Yeah,
I like
That was on the
answer.
table the whole time.
That one would be best of both worlds because you have protection, you have
Yeah,
travel.
if you travel back to the medieval times, like you've won.
Yeah. You
You're
rule the
riding a
ancient
dragon, dude.
And then if you're showing up to the future, everybody knows you're mystical and magical, so you're feared.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean,
Just grow a beard and you're like, that's a real wizard.
dude, before semi-automatic guns, you could rule anywhere with a dragon. Like,
Yeah.
You pulled up to like an 1800 war. You have a dragon, dude.
Yeah.
People are stuffing their guns, taking 30 seconds to
And
shoot.
dragons are really good at finding gold, so you'd probably be rich too. You know what I mean? They really like gold.
That's a good way to fucking look at it.
Didn't that happen with Pearl Harbor? Like, not that the equipment...
dragon.
It was dragons, right?
I've never heard that Asian slur before.
Dragons.
The dragons. That's what happened to Pearl Harbor.
Oh, fuck. But
That's
the guy saw it like the plane's coming, right? And he just didn't report it because he figured out it's
Well,
probably.
they had intel because they were receiving and like they were finally able to break the code of like what the transmissions were that the Japanese were sending to like their spies in Hawaii, and then they warned them and they were like, "Hey man, like there's going to be a huge attack," and they were all like, "Nah,
so
there's
they
not
did
enough
warn them,
intel.
and they were like, "No,
there's not
okay.
enough intel for us to
That's
like
what it was,
mobilize
yeah.
and change everything," and then they got hit, and these guys were like, "Fucking told you."
It's funny how many times like that's happened where someone's just been like, "It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it."
Imagine
It'll probably happen again.
Bro, have you guys like ever been at work and you forgot to do some shit, like your boss is like, bring this out or set this up, and when they're like, who forgot to set this up? The pit you get? Imagine when the first bomb hit and they were like, who didn't warn us about this? That guy's just sitting in the back
That's
like,
the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Wow.
that'd be, fuck.
That I told you so guy though is pretty.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The
How
boner
pissed
he
off are
must have
you that
had.
you were like, dude, I was right, and now we're fucked.
Now we're all gonna die.
I could have prevented this. I tried.
Yeah, dude.
That's so aggravating.
Drives you to hero status.
Never gonna hear the end of that shit, dog. Never gonna hear the end of that shit. All right, would you rather forget how to do math or forget how to read?
I already don't know how
I
to
don't
do
know how
math.
to
The easy.
And I'm so happy I could read because as an immigrant, people all the time ask me if I can read, and I'm glad I get to
Who
say
would choose
yes.
math? Probably a dragon, right? Besides that.
The Asian people, when you stop referring to them as that.
Right, that's a nice one. I want to use it before we're not allowed to. All right, dragon.
Oh fuck! I mean, the thing, because again, I mean,
Like, okay, what's like basic math, or like we talking about like quantum physics level, like calculus, like what do we like
Just
like
all-
high end math?
You-
Because I'd like to be smarter if that's an option.
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
like
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
reading if you can solve equations that are as big as a chalkboard.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit. I don't need to
So
read
what
ever
do you-
again.
What do you need to really read? You
It's
can
just
listen to
numbers.
everything.
Well, you would need, but the lettering in mathematics is all like variables. They're not actually. It doesn't like add up to anything that you.
Okay, I guess that's interesting. All right, let's say for some reason when you look at this poster, it says nothing, but when you look at the numbers on that license
It makes sense
plate,
to me.
it makes sense.
Hell
to you.
yeah, dude! If I could get smart, if I could learn math and forget reading, then sure. But if I have to forget the math that I already know,
So
or
everything just
reading,
looks like Sudoku to you, basically.
Yes.
I could just solve any puzzle, but I can't read. I have to have friends read menus at restaurants for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a beautiful mind where you just have the floating numbers over your head.
Yeah.
You just order shit based off like the value of the price. You're like, that's expensive, that looks good, but you have no idea what comes in it. Or
Oh
what
man,
it
but a
says.
place that everything's $9.99 would just fuck you up.
Your brain's just melting at the 99-cent store.
This $9.99 doesn't taste as good as the last $9.99.
Yeah, I guess that is interesting because when I see these, if they catch my eye, I try to just pick them and put them on the paper and then not think about them too much so that it's like my first time kind of debating them with you guys.
Yeah.
I guess that is, you're right. It would be hard to do math without being able to read because of the equation and that. But I guess I kind of am thinking of it, you would probably overpay for everything. You could get, if you don't know math, people, means you don't really know numbers.
Yeah, you really gotta have friends.
Yeah.
Like good friends.
Yeah, because you're going on
Not
tour.
the friends that I have.
Not us. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to trust any of you with any disability. I'd be so screwed.
That would be funny. Yeah, your friend. You're like, yeah, man. Those tacos from Jack in the Box. It was $20. I'm gonna need you to send me 20. He's like, all right, man. Thanks. I really trust you. I really fucking trust you.
Yeah.
People did that to who's the blind piano player?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
No, the other
Ray
one.
Charles.
Ray Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be a little bit more
Billy
specific.
Joel.
No, people lied to him all the time, right?
Black one.
The one who wasn't smiling that much.
They both wear glasses. They both smile a lot.
Yeah, he does
They're
kind of
both
smile.
kind of twitchy. I don't know.
Twitchy. People used to fucking tell him he was getting paid more, right? And they would keep the money.
I don't think it was that. They wouldn't let him do deals with other people, and they tried to like keep him as their own
Their own
client.
blind
Yeah,
pet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Being not able to read is also just such a handicap in life. Cause
But could you learn Braille? patterns and shit, because that's pretty mathematical, right?
That's a good point.
All right. Let's say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, but also, I'm only saying that because nothing, besides like fucking what room you're at a school, nothing has Braille on it. There's not like a lot of applicable.
But every place is like, they have to have things in store for.
Do they?
Yeah, they have to. Remember, like, when comedy shows were getting fucked because people wouldn't have hearing aids, and then people would show up and then sue the shit out of them because they didn't have what is, like, legally what they're supposed to be compliant with?
I thought maybe not in, like, Texas. I could see Texas not having Braille because they don't have the ADA out here, and our governor is in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And there's there's no ADA. Nothing is. There's all these places, like, that are just super fucked. But, I mean, it was like that. That made me think of I had to carry the wheelchair dude onto the stage every night at the fucking Madhouse.
Dude, we almost dropped him a couple of times.
Bro,
I had to help.
Yeah, I for real hurt my back.
I was just hanging out. I came to just watch them.
You're talking about Alan?
Yeah, Alan.
So
Yeah.
And the host was like, "Hey man, would you mind helping Alan up?" And I was like, I'm not even on the show. Like, I don't fucking want to do that. And I was super high, and then I almost dropped Alan.
You should get a free drink ticket for helping Alan on the stage.
Yeah. You should give me $5. Fuck the venue. That's not the venue's fault that he's handicapped.
Yeah, I want his drink tickets.
Yeah, I don't want yours. Yeah, I want one of his free drinks. Fuck that.
This is hard work. I want 2 extra minutes on stage. Like, I deserve something.
I should be able to stand up there for at least 2 minutes during his set and heckle him directly to his face.
For taking part in slowing the show down to a grinding halt.
Yeah, dude, and as a bigger dude, they were just immediately. I was the first person. They were like, "Yeah, you can carry him on." And then, by like going into the third show when he was there again, and I saw him, I just pulled rank and I told Dalen Jordan, I was like, "I booked these shows, so you're carrying him on stage." Yeah. And I was like, "Go." And then there
two smaller guys.
And then I ended up having to do it again because I don't know what happened, but Kylie was gonna have to carry him on stage, and I was like, "All right."
They don't care.
Come on. Yeah, it is crazy. He should also, maybe bring like an entourage to carry you onto stage.
They have a ramp. They were just too lazy to put it out.
Now I'm mad. That's fucked.
Is he good at going up? Because that ramp's
no, but you could just have one person push them up instead of 3 people carrying him on stage.
Deadlift him.
I immediately just imagined him doing it himself. and was like, all right, you got the ramp, dude. You figure it out. Like,
I literally got to laugh because I was struggling, and then Alan was like, "Oh, you should have heard fucking the grunts that Rafa was making when he was pulling me on stage," and I was like, "That's the most I've worked out in a long time," and the crowd laughed, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck you, man. Don't make me do that."
Yeah, fuck carrying people on stage. That's the message of this podcast.
Unless they're not handicapped, that would be kind of funny to bring your friend on stage.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Just set him down.
You carry Dalen up every time.
For no reason.
And then he just stands and moves around perfectly fine. You're like, wait, what?
And you carry him on stage.
That would be actually so funny. I'm going to do that at Rockies at some point because that's like...
You have to bring the next comic up on stage. You have to like...
Well,
that to go get them.
I'm
you have to walk off, pick them up, and then...
Because Galen, we're going on tour together, and Galen... Dom, our buddy Dom's coming out to town next week. He's doing Rockies. Yeah. It's first time on stage. First several time on stage since getting hurt and everything. And he was like, "Let me bring Dom up with a super funny intro." And I was like, "You're not on the show. That's not how that works." And then he was like, "What if I can get you to not have to take your car on tour?" And I was like, all right.
So that's why Tar had to drive? So that way Galen gets to go up and shittily bring up Dom.
So now that we're talking about it, though, I think I'm going to tell Galen that he has to let me carry him on stage. Like, he's
No, you should make Galen carry Dom on stage because he's not going to be able to, and he's going to back out of trying to do that.
That's a good idea. It would, yeah,
There's no way, especially after Dom just hurt his back. There's no way he's letting Galen pick him up, dude. He just broke his back. He doesn't want to break it again by being dropped on a piano bar stage.
I think
it's going to be so confused.
Yeah.
We have to carry a small person.
There's a guy with a broken back on stage, a guy with 2 broken arms.
No, his arms are underneath fucking Dom. They just fell off. I watched him lift a bird scooter and throw it into the river in Austin, and
that video
he struggled so hard to lift that bird scooter. There's no way he's lifting a 250-pound man.
Yeah, because It was cute because he came up with such confidence to the bird scooter.
Oh yeah, he was like, I'm gonna fucking nail this.
And then you watched his because he got it up fine, and then it was about the halfway up his body point. As soon as he had to use
part of the rail.
shoulder strength to launch it over, and the railing is maybe 3.5 feet high. Like he didn't have to lift it over his head or anything.
Yeah,
he's just a
He was trying to show off.
Yeah. The bird scooters though, there's something fun about when you're drunk. I just want to kick them all over.
Yeah.
I don't know. They never did anything to me personally, but I just have an urge to kick. Last night there was one outside of the comedy club, and I kicked it over as soon as. And I was sober too, just stone cold.
They're there to be abused.
Oh yeah,
they're like the slaves of like robotics or whatever. They're the first ones that are gonna uprise, dude.
Yeah.
They're gonna be those scooters. They're the angriest.
That would be cool.
You open your door and there's just a Lime scooter there.
Yeah.
And it's honking at you. Yeah.
Flashing the lights and shit.
That would be pretty intimidating. You're like, what? Who's controlling this?
Yeah. Well, that would be cool too, because we have all these movies that it's gonna be like humanoid robots that take over, and instead it's just fucking a pack of scooters enslaving everyone.
They at least start.
Hey, that's like the remake of Birds.
Yeah. Fire, dude. Oh my God. We could have a whole Terminator series. The birds show up in the Lime
Birds
scooters.
1, Birds 2.
Birds Judgment Day.
This one's set after the
Birds
war ends.
Redemption. Yeah. Salvation.
Yeah, and then they just get worse and worse and more.
Once Christian Bale gets in there, then it's like, it's over.
Yeah. Well, then they also, by the end of that series, they just started like retconning their whole movies because they did the time travel like
Genesis.
Too many times that you're like, there's not really a real timeline that exists. This is all just chaotic.
Butterfly effect, dude. Once you start fucking with the future, dude, you got to keep going back.
All right.
Tedious.
Would you rather would you rather, what the fuck did I write? Oh, would you rather lose half your height or double your weight?
Rafa, go ahead. Either way, you lose.
If I could be a ripped midget, I would take that for sure. Are you kidding me? Fuck this, dude.
I'm just seeing you as a ripped midget right now.
Because I think, a lot of times people say that fat people are funnier for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's not just as hard to
funnier to laugh at and look at. Yeah.
So I think I'd be even funnier if I was just a ripped midget.
Yeah.
It would still,
Yeah. You ever seen a ripped midget? It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Their chests are always bigger than the rest of their. Why would you really emphasize the chest? It doesn't seem. It seems you're unstable now.
I'd rather tip over because I have a big torso than because I'm just a fat piece of
but
shit.
like midgets, they got the dump truck ass and huge
That's
legs.
true.
So I think it's the trying to. Because they're the opposite of the gym guy with the skinny legs, upper body. They're trying to catch up the other way. You don't want to be wearing like a size 36 waist with like a 21
Sure,
length.
you know what, the profile, it balances out. Actually, big chest, big ass. Yeah, for sure.
It's like doing shoulders and chest at the same time, but they're just, all chest because they're.
You don't need to tell this guy.
What are you choosing?
I'm gonna go. Well, dude, if I was double my weight, I'd be 400 pounds. That's a lot. And I was thinking, well, what about if it's just muscle? I'm like, then I'm just
400 pounds.
Then your biceps are so big you can't brush your own teeth. Like,
yeah. There's no. I don't know what a 400-pound bodybuilder would look like, but it would be scary as fuck, dog. Because it's like Jack Arnold, I think, was like around 200 pounds or something when he was like going, when he was taking all the shit and super cut. So it would literally be double the size because you wouldn't want to be fat. I mean,
no.
He'd be the Blob from X-Men.
Yeah.
Like really strong, but
and
also really fat.
Because how tall are you?
About like 6'2".
Okay, so like.
Can I be 3 feet tall?
6 to 6'2" is such a big jump.
Yeah,
I like that.
Let's get a tape measure in here.
Right. So you're 6 feet tall. I mean, because it's even like think about.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with the first one. Yeah, the smaller one.
Yeah, I mean, even think about it. If you like, there's offensive linemen in the NFL that are like 6'2" height, and they're like 320, 30 pounds,
And they're huge.
They're huge. They're still like fat, even though they're jacked. throwing 70 pounds on. Like, Vince Wilfork was 6'3", 380 pounds, if you know who that is. Do you know who that is? I'll pull up a picture of him. He was one of the biggest. He played football. He was a nose tackle for the Houston Texans. And he has this, like, famous. They did the Hard Knocks one year, and he was on the Texans, and he was doing, they were playing basketball, and he was playing basketball in overalls, and he's absolutely insane. So
it's just like a scene from Green Mile?
Yes. Bro, he literally, let me pull up the picture of him in the overalls, because it's actually insane. Like here, oh shit, hold up. That's him in the overalls right
Jesus.
there.
That's definitely the Green Mile.
Jesus Christ, you nailed it.
And that's 360 pounds. So you're 40 pounds.
Click on that other photo. Click on the one right there. Yeah, middle
where he's
one.
playing baseball.
Look at that.
In it.
Wow. That's a big guy.
I mean, I feel like if you were that weight, you have to wear overalls.
Yeah, I don't think normal clothes are like suiting you well and fitting you well.
It's only one pieces forever.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's the OG Ron. Yeah, I mean that's a thick ass dude. I mean,
oh man,
that's the thing. You're gonna have
how big is he in this?
He's
what's his weight?
He's like 6'4" and he's about 350 to 380 because he played.
So 20 pounds more. Yeah, I could see you being that.
But the 20 pounds more, but you're 4 inches shorter.
That's the thing too.
I could see that though. I can still see that.
Still 6 feet.
Rough.
That still might be better than being like than being a midget, you know? Because that's the thing is you go half your height, you're like, oh, that wouldn't be bad. Even me, like someone who's tall, I'm like, I'll lose half my height, and then I'm like, oh, I'm 3 feet tall.
3 feet tall.
I'm 3 foot 1.5 inches. Like that's stupid as fuck. That's so little, bro. Because I think even like midgets are like most of them are like 4 feet. Like 3 feet moves you into like the crazy. Okay, I was wrong. They said he played at 325.
Oh shit!
Which means probably in those pounds. He's retired. So maybe like
75 pounds.
Yeah. So yeah, he's.
That's
a lot bigger. Because here's him in a uniform. Like that's 320. That's a plump 325.
He looks pregnant
for his weight. And let me see. Let me pull up his height real quick. Because maybe now I'm wrong on his height too. Because he's got to be. Yeah, 6'2". So I mean, 75 pounds on, and then you're the tallest you are some days.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you'd go midget, right?
Oh, that's the best.
I don't know, but 3 feet. That's like
side, my bad.
It's like cartoonishly short.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
it's not like it's not even dwarf size. It's below that, and you're fully formed.
What do you do?
And
you could be a ripped midget like him.
Yeah.
You could be
this is a deciding
together.
factor too. Are we gonna agree that there's no health risks related with each? Because either one you should have extreme
Either one you're
health
gonna die a
risks.
little bit earlier than other people.
Yeah,
Either one.
I think though the fat one you have a better
It's
chance.
about comfortability, I think, at this point.
Yeah, but if you're 3 feet tall, you definitely have a staff. You have a crew. You have helpers. Right? You're not just wandering around your life.
No, I mean...
I have a question. Yes. If you're at this weight, do you have to stay this weight, or are you free to lose weight?
Let's say you got to stay because you can't grow.
Okay.
You know, there's no... you can't, unless you're going to medieval stretch yourself out. Yeah, let's say you got to just stay. You're stuck at these weights. That's kind of part of the deal. Like these tough ones, I think of them as like genie deals. Like
I can't do another what I'm doing already. I'm gonna go with height for sure. I'm gonna get smaller, dude, and die quicker. Yeah. I'll have a team. I don't give a shit.
I don't know, it could be cool living life small, right? Like you're looking at the world like a toy. You're like, right?
No, the world's looking at you like a toy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's fun listening to like a kid have to ask his mommy what you are in like public a lot. You know, that's probably a lot of fun.
Well, I wouldn't mind being like Kevin Hart's.
There's
3
also
feet tall, right?
There's a movement that fat people are brave. No one's calling midgets brave. There's no movement for that. There's way more of a clown. Like it's kind of okay to be fat in a sense.
It's never okay to be fat, dude.
I'm just trying to be a safe space.
But it's
Don't do this to me right now. Don't.
It's high school all over again.
Look, I think you're brave.
No. Yeah. There was no safe spaces for me in high school.
Because you
I
couldn't
couldn't fit in locker either, so my bullying was emotional.
There was no safe hangers for you?
It's no fun to lock me in the gym.
Like a monster. Dude, I would go, wait. I'm only 150. That's what? 300 pounds.
300 pounds.
Yeah, you'd just be
you could
50
do
pounds
that.
more than me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no big deal.
wow.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm
from
actually
your
right in the
angle,
right range. Yeah.
That's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I'm leaning weight because I'm 200 pounds right now. I would
But you're
have,
tall.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
wear it
we're in the
well.
same
Yeah.
boat, but I think it's like I'd rather rock the Vince Wilfork body than like, because it's you got to stay 400 pounds, but I can try and turn some of it into muscle, so I'm not just
No,
like,
you got to stay that
You
way.
gotta stay that way.
But no, that's what I'm saying. 400 pounds, but like because
No,
Vince
'cause if you
Wilfork's
turn
a
it into
little
muscle,
jacked.
you're gonna gain weight.
What if I just replace it? Like
Nah, dude.
Like sandbags.
Well, like
No,
what?
you gotta be fat. You have to be fat.
Oh,
That's just-
okay.
No,
so
you
I'm
have to be fat. You could be. It's a weight thing.
That's
you're
what I'm
right.
saying.
So your
so
body
thing,
fat
yeah.
ratio is up to you.
Because we looked at a buffer fat guy.
Okay.
Am I like? Because dude, there's a gelatinous 400.
So I
that
could
is-
be like a
Yeah.
monster. I could be like a Hulk. Like I could be like a 500.
Yes. You
Just all
could,
muscle.
like-
That's what you're saying to me right now. Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought.
no, I'm
yeah,
saying,
you
like,
gotta
you
be
could-
fat, dude.
Yeah, but like Vince Wilfork. I mean, because like. I can Google 400-pound people if you want. They're gonna come up in different shapes and sizes than Vince Wilfork was.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah,
I don't know.
So if
But it's
a
you
weight
with your
thing-
metabolism and your, you know what I mean?
I guess I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go midget because tiny because I often
But you'd
also
still be 4 foot, right? What's
I'm 6'2", so I'd be 3 feet 1 inch and a half.
damn? So I'd be like
And a
2
half.
foot.
Yeah, you'd be very, very tired.
That means
tiny.
I'm gonna be a big fat guy with 3 midget friends. Dude, I'm so into that.
We're
We'll be
your
your
crew.
entourage,
We're your
yeah.
staff somehow.
You guys carry me on stage.
We're just the munchkins.
I think
The
I,
Lollipop Guild.
To be like Gulliver Travels him and fucking just wrap him up in water.
He's Willy Wonka.
we're just an improv group.
I'd watch that improv. That'd be sight.
No, that'd be so fire. I'd lose my mind. Cause there's in here in Austin, actually it's traveling, but it comes here once every 2 months. Is they have midget wrestling, and it's just
Yes.
it's 20 fights, 20 midgets, and they're all like characters, and we follow it, and they'll shoot promo videos. So there's like he's like, I'm the Mighty Mouse, Arr! And then it's like I'm Little Lion. Rawr.
See, so there's a benefit to being a midget is because there's still a industry. You know what I mean?
You can
there's
be
not
a
an industry
wrestler.
for fat guys.
but you're the midget of midgets, so everybody just like.
Yeah, you're extra
Yeah,
special.
I'm gonna
You're extra
discriminate
special,
against
dude.
you so hard. Oh,
Yeah.
you're under 3 feet tall, you piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
Well, you would think that it'd be an easier fight since I'm smaller than you, but then I'm just like fucking.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
that's true. That's true. Also, another thing. Are we keeping our current weights when we become midgets, or are we? I assume you adjust to the right size.
Yeah, you would have to be proportionally sized.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you're losing half your size, then you're losing half your weight as well.
Yeah, but your
Okay,
body
yeah.
your body
You're-
form can still
yeah.
be the same.
yeah, we're not just like when you stretch an image and it like smashes. Yeah, I think too. I also complain about being tall a lot. I don't know if you feel the same way. Where it's like, I mean, I
Well,
guess.
depends on what day.
Yeah, what day? When you're 6'2".
On 6'2", definitely. 6, no.
Oh, the burden.
I think the thing is I'm not okay because I get being tall too is cool for like girls like tall guys, but I'm a domesticated man who I got to use it for sports and that was cool, but I hate being tall now. Like I hate that I don't fit in airplanes well.
Airplanes
My
are
knees are to
horrible.
the front of every fucking seat I sit in. Like there's just long sleeve t-shirts, dude. I need an XL.
Yeah.
I need a double XL arm length, but like an XL to large body, which just doesn't fit. Clothes are weird, pants are weird. So it kind of I really wish I was 6 foot tall because like that's still tall, and you would be like, ooh, you're tall. I got you, Doc. I'm trying to get you drugged again. I'm trying to keep you desirable.
Dude, I
They
already
didn't
feel
drug
like
any of
it.
these shorties. That's why.
Anything you're killing is high. You're making them smaller right now.
Oh shit.
It's happening, isn't it?
It was just a hypothetical. Don't actually do it, dude.
All right. Would you rather spend a week in the Amazon or a week lost at sea?
Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
Amazon,
I've been in the
okay.
Amazon before, and it's not as bad as I think being lost at sea.
Lost at sea is terrifying. There's nothing.
Oh yeah, the ocean's one of the fucking scariest places. It's cool when
Well,
you're
when
on the
there's
coast.
no nothing.
Yeah, that
Around you, it's just a claustrophobic feeling of like, oh man, I don't know where I'm at.
Just alone.
Okay, yeah, you're right. This one is kind of
That one's
easy.
a little skewed, yeah.
Because there's also resources in the Amazon.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
it's
you have access to water. There's like food that naturally grows on trees. You know what I mean? Like if you run out of food in the middle of the ocean on a fucking tanker, it's like you got 2 weeks until you find land.
And you're trying not to drink the water you're surrounded by the whole time.
Yeah, you can't drink any of the salt water. You know what I mean? So you have to have water. You have to have food.
What if we did then? All right, let's do. Would you rather spend a week in the Amazon or a week in the Siberian desert? Which it gets
Amazon.
crazy snow. They got
Let's
like
still
the
go
time.
Amazon. Yeah.
Why Amazon?
It's just a more predictable climate. Like
Yeah,
you
and
can
shade.
comfortably
It's more
live there.
survivable.
Yeah, but they got like there's so much more shit that'll kill you in the Amazon. Diseases.
Yeah, but you can adapt to
indigenous
that.
tribes like poisonous.
You at least have a
fucking-
chance because you could survive in the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. It's not you're not gonna immediately freeze or like bake to death.
Yeah.
We were just in
Amazon.
Chicago. We barely made it a week, dude.
Yeah.
My ears hurt outside. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to fucking like basically
Yeah,
Canada.
8 degrees,
I'm gonna
man.
freeze.
You're gonna get
man.
the worse than what we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was the other day. I was like, oh, I should start researching places. So like, one, I want to do things in town. Like, I can't
There's
just.
nothing out
I just can't black out at a bar every day with Galen like he's gonna want to. And so
It's gonna be really easy to do out there because the beer's cheap. There's nothing else to fucking do.
Well, that's the
everyone
thing.
else is blacked out too. So at least there's that.
I realized there wasn't going to be shit to do in a lot of these places when the brewery we were performing at was coming up as a top event to do in the
Yeah.
town. Like, it was like, go see this park.
But that's the
attend
beauty of those
brewery.
comedy shows, though, is because there's
Yeah.
absolutely nothing and no one else coming through town. So they look at you guys like rock stars.
That's very
They're
true.
like, these guys are the show, you know? Like, this is sick.
But
And they're gonna treat you very nicely, especially
Yeah.
out there in the middle of nowhere. Like, they're gonna fucking get you drunk.
Yeah, as long as we have good sets, they'll be like.
They're gonna take you out after, and they're gonna show you all the local spots.
I'm gonna get someone to let me shoot guns with them, which might end up in my death, but at least we'll have documentation of me talking about it right now.
Or they're gonna shoot Galen and not you. So
He's going to shoot himself.
Or Galen's gonna shoot you. Someone got
That's
shot.
a
Probably
real
the
Dick
most
Cheney
realistic.
incident.
Yeah.
It was a malfunction in the gun. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, but one of the things I was like, oh, I should also start looking up the weather, and one of the lows was -31, and I genuinely didn't think that was like a real thing. Like, I thought that only ever happened in like Antarctica or like the Arctic Circle or some bullshit.
See, but that's the beauty of these comedy shows because it's miserable out there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so bad.
Which they're gonna appreciate people.
Where are you guys going in South Dakota?
Rapid City, which is a little more south too, which is nice than like a majority of South Dakota, I guess.
I wish you would have booked you guys in Brookings because that town rocks, dude.
Where's that by?
I don't know. I know it's in South Dakota.
Okay.
But we went out and, dude, it was $7 for a pitcher of Jack and Coke.
What the fuck?
Swear to
a picture
God.
of
Yeah,
Jack?
yeah.
That's a real thing.
I have photos of
dude.
it. I'll show you later. But yeah, it was $7 for a pitcher of whatever, like
Jesus
basic,
Christ.
you know, like
Yeah, like
mixed cocktail kind of thing.
that's really cool. Yeah, we're for sure gonna run into places. I mean, we're fortunately I looked. Rapid City is 30 minutes from Mount Rushmore, so we're gonna go see that.
Oh,
which is cool.
nice. Yeah.
Laramie, one of the towns we're in, is the University of Wyoming. So
Oh,
I'm
that'll be
working
fun.
to try and
College
see if they'll let
towns.
us see the football field or like some sort of like like just being like, are there open tours? Not like, hey, we're comics in town, but just
Yeah,
being
not like on a Segura level.
no.
Because at first when he said that, I was like, hold on a second. I
No.
didn't mean you're actually rock stars.
No, I know that. I'm trying to see, like, hey, will the gate, like, is it okay if 3 people wander onto this field or, like, something like that? I don't know, trying to find things to do because, yeah, I'm realizing quickly that it's going to be the middle of nowhere with not a lot to do.
Yeah, you're just stuck in a hotel most of the time.
Yeah, it happens, though.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just going to
fine.
be fun. There'll also be some funny-ass stories that Galen will unfortunately get us into.
Yeah.
That I'll be fucking, you know what I mean? I'll be
Yeah.
looking forward
No,
to.
you're going to have a great time.
Yeah. Did you guys have any really good food while you were here in Austin?
I mean,
Because Galen's not the best foodie.
you know, he's not.
He's
He's a Denny's.
Everything is
IHOP,
ass.
yes, yeah,
Everything
that's
is ass.
He took us to Starseed Cafe, and that was probably the worst food I've
I
had
don't
on
even
this
know what the
entire.
fuck that is.
It was so bad, dude. I'm a big fan of Don's.
Dawgs is
barbecue.
great. It's like
It's not like your Terry Blacks of barbecues, but for $13 you get a shit ton of brisket and like good sides and stuff.
well, that's kind of the thing because it's like when people come and visit, I like to take them to Terry
Dawgs.
Black's because
Terry Black's, yeah.
Terry Black's is really good, but I'm broke right now, and so it's like if we went for us to like eat and be reasonably full and get to try stuff, I mean, we would each drop probably $30 to $25, which is like, hey, I get that every once in a while, and especially if it's more of a vacation. But when you're on the road doing shows and you're getting $25 for a spot, like you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, I can't spend my whole pay yesterday on one meal. Well, barbecue's amazing. The one thing that I hate that Texans ignore is that you're hungry like an hour and a half later. A lot of these like family, like, because Terry Black's is family style, where it's just like, I want a pound of brisket, a pound of beef rib, like a half a pound of chicken. I want a quart of coleslaw. Like you order in these weird sizes, and it's just a tray, and then you're like, I fucking hope it's enough. For all of us. And it fills you up because it's meat. Like, there's that meat sweats you get where your body's just like, anything that's green besides this shit. And I don't know. It's just, I love the barbecue out here, but it's like, it's kind of like sushi. Where I don't get me wrong, I love good sushi, but unless I drop a bag, I'm gonna be hungry off that one $18 roll I just bought.
I mean, I love Whataburger, which we don't have in California.
Yeah.
So I went and got this guy went and got Whataburger one morning.
You went in barefoot.
I did go in barefoot.
I didn't know that.
I was hungover and I just woke up and I was like, let's just go get food, dude. And then I walked in and I ordered and then we left and went back home. And
That's disgusting, dude.
We had like we had like a whole plan for that day, and then let's go to Rafa. I was like, you want to just get fucked up and take a nap? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, Whataburger's great. I mean, it's great late night food.
No, we had it at like 11 in the morning.
I like it whenever,
like early afternoon.
It's also good hangover food.
I like it.
I'm not gonna act like I haven't had a patty melt at 4 p.m. I've done it. I get it, but it's definitely. It's almost so the thing about Whataburger, like we have one right here by the apartment, but it's like you kind of think of it as late night drunk food, but I don't ever want to go there because this one by our place, if you go there from like 12:30 to 3 in the morning, there will be 20 cars in line. And you will wait 20, 25 minutes. Like, that's the joke. People, there's some, I heard some comedian do it, but he was just saying, like, that Whataburger is the line you wait in to sober up in. Like, you drive to Whataburger to sober up in the line.
And then realize you don't want Whataburger anymore.
Yeah, basically. They also, because do you know that fast food places, if they think you're fucked up, they'll hold you there and call the cops on you?
What?
This happened to my buddy in college.
Not any place that I've ever worked at.
Maybe this was, I did go to Murray, which is like a podunk tiny town in Kentucky, but we went to like McDonald's at like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and he had drank, but he wasn't like super fucked up. But when you're 19 and if you had a beer and you blow, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
And all of us were super fucked up in the car, and so they rolled the window down to order, and everyone's like, some kid's like, I want a fucking McChicken, and then someone's like, he's like, shut the fuck up, and so then
sounds like he got roofied.
Yeah. And we ordered.
Is this in Round Rock?
Rockies every Wednesday. Drugs and laugh, baby. And then we pulled up to the next window, and then they were like, hey, sorry, the food's taking a second. Can you just pull forward and wait? There's a car behind you. And there was. And so we were waiting, because that happens all the time. And then we were sitting there, and someone knocked on the window, and we looked up, and it was just a cop with his flashlight. Dude went to jail.
I used to work at Del Taco when I was 19 in Huntington Beach off Springdale.
Yeah.
You ever been to that one?
No.
Springdale and Warner one?
Oh, yes, on Warner.
I used to work at that one, and I worked the midnight until 6 a.m. shift.
Oh, you got some characters, huh?
Dude, this one guy drove into the building, like in the drive-thru. He drove his car into the building, and 2 cars behind him was a fucking squad car, like an SUV one. And he's smoking weed in his car, so he finally gets up to the window, and he's like, "Hey man, you want a hit of this?" It puts the weed bowl.
No.
And I was trying to be like, "Hey dude, behind you," you know what I mean? I was just like, "No, I'm good. Like, then he was like, "All right, so yourself." And then I handed him his food, and he went and parked to eat like Galen does.
Oh no.
And then the next car came up, and the next car came up, and the squad car came up, and I handed the cop his food, and then he just bleep and went and got the guy, and I was like, "You fucking idiot!" But I watched watched him drive into the building. Like, he literally, and it still had the yellow streak from that pole that they have right there in the drive-thru on his car. It was,
God.
but yeah, I was never told of any protocol like that where it's like, oh, if someone's intentionally, like if someone's fucked up, you hold them there and you call the cops. Like, what a bitch move.
Yeah, I think this lady was just being a bitch. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, we say that, but I mean, she did take a drunk driver off the road, so I can't.
Yeah, we're acting like she's
Yeah,
the
this
asshole.
fucking cunt being a good citizen, protecting people. What a fucking
How dare she?
God.
No, I would just like open up the lobby for them. Like, come in here, eat your food, and you know what I mean.
Well,
Like,
that's the shitty part.
If you want to be a good citizen, don't get them in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, fucking
Well, it feels like
do
you're set up to fail because so many of them after midnight close the indoor dining area, so you have to get in with a car.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were walking distance, now you got to get behind the wheel.
Yeah, I would love to be belligerent inside, but you won't fucking let me. So I have to do it out here.
Yeah, you're
I would
right.
love to walk in barefoot.
Especially in a college town too. Because again, I get it. I'm not obviously what he was doing is illegal, but it's also like you never once had a few too many and drove. Like you never made a mistake. You were never,
I always do that.
and, but it's like to that lady too,
got here.
the lady who called the cops. And the thing is like. Like I said, I think he blew like a point not like a .09 or whatever, and so like not even crazy or anything, but again like he's right over the legal limit, but again he's like 19, 20 years
Yeah,
old,
it's
so they're not
super
gonna
legal.
let him.
Yeah.
And I get it, but I just was like, damn, I didn't know, because also it's like, bro, it's 4 a.m. at a McDonald's on a Saturday night. Like, this is your job, is to serve drunk people.
Of course. Who else is coming through that drive?
Because also, like, we couldn't have been the first person to be drove by a drunk guy. Like, we just,
No.
it was just someone in the back seat was screaming. And I think
Yeah,
that,
someone ruined it for the rest of everyone.
Yeah.
Someone
That's what that was. Yeah.
It was the Galen of the group really went to town, you know.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. The way he'll berate people to their face is fucking crazy.
And like the lowest minimum wage work, it's just like fuck,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
their life's already so
Yeah.
bad.
And he's
You're-
worked those jobs too.
I know,
what
which is
throws me
nuts,
off.
which
I'm like,
is
you
nuts.
know how much this sucks. And like, I think too is because he loves to joke where he's like, you got to fight people for me if they fight me.
Yeah,
And
no.
I'm like, bro, if anyone's gonna fight you, it's this Popeye worker that you just called a cunt.
Who's
they
been waiting
gave-
for someone to call them a
Yeah.
cunt for like months.
And it's all because they gave you one ranch instead of two. Like
Yeah.
it's never a very serious reason to pick beef with this person.
I quit that at Del Taco because some guy came through the drive-thru and he was trying to get like it was like Taco Tuesday. They do like the Fiesta packs for cheaper or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but he also wanted to use his Marina high school like discount card.
Yeah.
I was like, it's one or the other, dude.
Yeah.
I can't do both. And he was just like, your eyes are as red as your T-shirt. Like, let me talk to your manager. Like, he was implying that I was high, which I was. But dick move, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I was in the right. I was like, you can't do both of those things. And then he was like, yeah, your employee here is high and shit. And then my manager just turned to me. He's like, are you high right now? And I was like, I quit, dude. Fuck you. I'm
this,
out.
bro.
Fuck this. This is a stupid minimum wage job. I can find another one of these, or I don't have to deal with this.
No, I fucking love that. Hey, well, we gotta wrap the pod up here. I gotta go scream at the TV here in a couple
Oh
minutes.
yeah, you
but-
are wearing your gear right now.
Yeah, dude, it might be the last time. Listen, I lost this hat for so long, and I found it the other day. Good
Oh,
sign.
good luck.
Me and Birds
Yeah.
are gonna win for sure now. It's
If you don't, are you gonna burn the hat?
yeah, like sacrilegiously. Well, that was the thing is like I also got invited to go to like hang out with a group, and I hung out with a group. I invited a bunch of people over last weekend. Like we had the apartment packed, and about 20 minutes before kickoff, I was like, "Oh, I don't want any of these people here."
So you get to go do that at someone else's house today, which is awesome.
Well, it's because we're going to another Eagles fan's house, and it's just this apartment and that apartment. So there's 6 of us, his roommates, us. So it's different. It was just all of a sudden there was like 10 or 11 comics crammed in my small living
you don't
room.
even watch sports.
And they're all now like, ha ha ha, go Giants, go Giants. and I literally was like, all right, this is fine if the Eagles are winning, but I'm serious. I'm as a friendly warning, if you do this when the Eagles are losing, if you do it enough, I'm probably going to fight you. I'm going to be drinking. You're going to make me mad. A guy asked to come over, and he was like, hey, can I come over? And I was like, yeah, man, I didn't know him the best, but I was like, yeah, of course. And he was like, all right, I'm figuring out if I'm going to come or go to a Giants bar. And I was like, you're a Giants fan? He said, yes. And I said, don't come over. I'm being serious. You're uninvited.
Yeah.
And I talked to him later that week, and I was like, I didn't mean it personally, but like, I'm too invested in sports, specifically the Eagles, that like if they lose, you won't be able to get a hold of me because I'll have turned my phone off because people will start. Like I'm so much of an Eagles fan that when they lose, there's people that aren't even fans of football, but they're like, I know I can troll him.
Yeah.
Galen's one of them.
That's me.
You will, yeah, you'll be one of them. I literally shut like it'll be off for like an hour or two. I'll have to go on a walk. I'll immediately leave.
Are you from Philadelphia?
Nope. Just a diehard fan. Born and raised in California.
Can you get this mad over the Philadelphia Eagles? You might just be autistic about the Philadelphia Eagles. I think.
I honestly a little, but I mean, LA.
Wait, at what age did you start rooting for them?
Like 4 or 5, like really, really young.
And your parents taught this to you, or
no? My dad. I asked my dad about it because he's a Dolphins fan. Because like,
which is also funny.
A lot of dads are.
Why the Dolphins?
Well, so here's the thing. Growing up, he grew up in Tustin, which is Orange County.
Yeah.
I grew up in Orange County. We don't have a team. We didn't even have like LA teams when we were kids.
Right.
There were
San Diego was the closest one.
Yeah, San Diego from Orange County is far. Like in your head, like as an Orange Countyan, like you're like that's
2 hours.
far, but that's like a whole different place. So it felt to me it was like they're not the home team either.
But Philadelphia's even farther. You get that, right?
No, I do. But my dad was a Dolphins fan because he grew up in like the 80s when Marino was Marino. Watched Dan Marino, just liked him. And he said when I was a kid, my dad loves football. So we were watching football and the Eagles were playing and I was just like, who are they? And he was like, oh, those are the Eagles. And I was like, I love their helmets. Can I be a fan? And he was like, sure, man, whatever you can. But then I played video games. So then like I got Madden that next year and then I just started playing as the Eagles and became like a diehard fan because of sports. And I started watching every game. I mean, I was when they went to the Super Bowl in 2004, I was 7 years old. I remember like, my parents would go to Vegas every year. My dad didn't go out with everyone, stayed in the hotel room with me to watch the whole game. I watched the whole game with him. I cried as a kid when the Eagles lost. Like I just and playing football growing up, you fall so in love with it that I am just now too invested. I really wish I didn't care this much. Because it's dumb. Like you guys are rightfully laughing at me when I'm like, I gotta turn my phone on. I know it sounds insane. But, like, it makes my blood boil when they lose.
Well, look, man, go Giants. That's all I can say.
Oh, fuck yeah. Real quick, if you guys want to plug your Instagram, everything will be in the bio, whatever you guys want to plug, anything like that.
I'm Beef Stroganoff.
Yep.
RAF on Instagram if you guys want to follow me.
You can find me at Christian Killer, and I'm sorry, Holly.
Hell yeah.
At Grillo, there's nothing really there. Don't bother.
It's H-O, not H-O-E,
yeah,
like most people think.
I'll try harder one day, I swear.
Fuck yeah. No, thank you guys. Yeah, go show them love. All the things are in the bio if you guys want to check it out. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe if this is your first time.
Hi, Brandon's family.
Yeah. My mom does listen to every episode.
Yeah,
which
I know.
is
She's a
good
nice
and,
lady. Thank you for the hospitality last time I was there. You guys are awesome, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. If this is your first time or your 138th time, I appreciate you. But most importantly, thank you for letting us be your last resort. See ya.
Yeah. Check it out now. It's like this, Shaw. It's like that, Anna. It's like this, Shaw. It's like that, Anna. Like that. Check it out now. Check it out. Hey, yo. This one right here is about a girl. And you've seen this girl before if you've been to any club in the whole wide world. Check it out. Her nickname's Last Resort.